So it shall be.
So again, I'll start with the group of 3 just to maybe buy Pooter some more time to show up, so I can shove him to where Stahl is. But I doubt he's gonna show up.
Since we need to stall for some more time, Stahl, we're just getting started. You're up.
Yeah.
All right. Hey guys, it's Stahl. Once back at you again with another Stitch royalties. Today Wyverian pulled me aside. He just went, Stahl, my best friend of many years and future godfather of my children. If there's 2 things I love, it's both chaste language and money. But I know now that I can have both things. So, he sent me a gift in the form. It's reversed, but it's a swear jar. For every $5 you donate, he has allowed me to have 1 use of the F word. Now, I don't have $5 yet, so it's still an F, but with your donation, we can have all the colorful language you want in this game.
I'm good. And by the way, Fragility, thank you for the follow.
Okay, great intro. Let's get moving. So, Vitus, Drues, Cherry, and their little entourage here. Where we ended off last time, you guys had just emerged out of a short cave system and have stumbled upon quite a desolate scene. As I described before, this city is barely here. Only some of the larger buildings, some of the taller buildings are even in one piece. Decay has certainly set in, nature taking its place again. The streets littered with a multitude of military vehicles, with, admittedly, Cherry is probably the only one that will notice, because, well, these models don't exist in Vitus's home or Drues' home. But there's no unifying force here. You have anything from old Soviet BTRs to modern M1 Abrams. It's a mix of vehicles, all in varying states of repair. Most appear, however, untouched. Scattered amongst the streets, these vehicles are bodies, but not the bodies you typically suspect. They're humanoid, but entirely metal.
Mm-hmm.
I leave it to you to how to proceed.
Vitus is going to examine the body quickly. Is it actually mechanical, or is it more like non-organic life? I guess
It is mechanical.
Okay, so it's legitimately a robot. Okay.
Yeah, you can see through some of the what appear to be bullet wounds, if you can call them that, but through cracked metal, aging wires, and servos almost.
Mechanized units. I thought these things were science fiction.
So are you telling me, Gandhi, that there are no ghosts in this mechanical battlefield?
If there were, they have long since moved on. This battlefield looks old. The rust is setting in on these vehicles. The concrete and the buildings is crumbling away.
Bloodless battlefield. How interesting.
This is a difficult question, but do these look more like? Do these look more like? I guess like somewhat scientific. Examining the metal bodies, do they look more scientific or do they look more techno-magical, I suppose, if one was to examine what they were?
Trying to think of what you mean by techno-magical.
Like God machine bullshit, like stuff that is so clearly not in the same realm of functioning.
No, not these. It's advanced, but it's not out of the realm of what even your world could develop given a couple decades or determination.
Okay. Robots and probably not of some sort of magical variety. Hypothetically, they could be deviants or Prometheans of some variety, though. They could just as easily be given what we've already seen. It could just as easily be just more advanced technology. Well, she says that in perfect monotone, but you know.
Vitus kind of just shakes his head and begins to move forward cautiously because he quite honestly doesn't know whatever put those holes in it. He doesn't know if it's still around or not.
And Drew will follow, but tactically, like not right on top of him or right behind him, but
yeah,
flanking and a little behind.
So as you get deeper into these streets, the vehicles go from mostly untouched to a number of them having been damaged. Looks like they've been shot through. They took basically AT fire. They're more destroyed. Some holes are completely ripped apart. Some more minor wounds to their holes. But
These wounds look like gunfire, mostly?
Explosive, but
Yeah, okay.
if you consider, like,
Heat rounds.
yeah. Technically, yes, rockets are just big bullets, but
Okay. I was wondering if it was more like, because I think initially coming into here, what was expected was something like ripping, something that looked like it was ripping things apart. But this looks, in general, more
this
mechanical.
is, in addition, as you pass some of the more grievously wounded vehicles here, and can actually peer inside, skeletons are still there. Likely haven't fully decayed in these conditions yet.
Actual skeletons?
Yes.
Okay.
Human bones.
If I would, and I will, I'm going to touch one of these skeletons and attempt to activate. Oop, hold on.
We have a mage.
We do.
Sorry I'm late, but I made it.
Huzzah!
Huzzah.
You're only 10 minutes late. That's still like 50 minutes better than some people.
Un momento, por favor.
Yes, adjust what you need to adjust while I adjust what I need to adjust.
You're basically early.
Oh, I gotta find my old notes. No.
Just getting things set up. Just a few little adjusts. Why is your camera so big now, Gandhi? Not that big of a deal. And we are good. All right, but I was going to use my ability, Cataveria, the first rank of it.
Okay, give me the roll. It is an extended action.
It is not.
I'm looking at the thing you sent me, and it says extended.
Hold on, let me see.
What's the...
I don't know why it says extended. That doesn't make sense, looking at everything else.
Yeah,
So
because it
maybe
doesn't have
ignore
a...
it?
Yeah, I would...
Okay.
Doesn't make sense. Go with it.
Yeah, just...
Because it doesn't have a number of successes. It's just... what's the dice roll since you're already there?
Wits, medicine, cataveria.
Medicine. Right. Two successes.
So you get 2 questions relating.
All right. There we go. That's weird. All the cameras are frozen on my end. Hold on. There we go.
Yeah,
Give
they're
me-
frozen on the stream.
Yeah, fixing it. There we go. Well, don't I get some basic information?
Visions relevant to the information appear in the vampire's mind die, revealing information that only he can see or hear. If the character is studying a corpse, the player may ask the storyteller 1 question per success roll. The information available includes the corpse's name, its undamaged description, the clinical cause of death, the nature of any foreign materials in the body, the location and likely cause of any wounds, and the exact time and date of death.
Okay, so let's go with exact time and date.
Okay.
For my first one.
So that's weird because time doesn't. Okay.
Go relative to current, I guess.
Yeah, I'll give you how long it's been because the date would mean nothing to you.
Yeah.
Spotty's been here for about 130 years.
130 years? Ooh, okay. And then my next question is manner of death.
Shrapnel to the lungs. Blood loss. Asphyxiation.
So just basically everything that could go wrong did.
You're looking at the front of this vehicle. There's a large hole where there should not be.
Okay. So over 100 years old this thing is. And you said it wasn't fully decomposed?
No. The area is quite dry and arid. Relatively good conditions for bones to stick around for a while.
Still seems a little weird, but you know.
Do you tell people what you notice?
Yeah, that is something he is going to say aloud.
100. Everything. Second question. the different ones still appear. The different vehicles still appear mismatched, right?
Yes.
Okay.
This one in particular is like an M113. Further down the street is an old T-34.
Huh. Based on the variation of the based on the variation of the vehicles used, I would imagine words. Based on the variation of the vehicles used, I would imagine that at some level, that at some level this took place while this was still part of this place, which implies that this place has been part of this collection of world for a very long time, and that at some point in that time there was this battle.
At
This-
this point, go ahead if you want
No,
to say
I was
something.
just gonna say this is somewhat interesting.
Then at this point, all three of you, could you give me a perception check?
Wits plus what's the other one?
Composure.
Poetry, yes.
Yay, I'm actually getting successes.
Did not roll. Okay, there we go. Yeah.
So you don't see it at first, but as you're standing around thinking about this body, it does catch the corner of your eye, up in the air, sort of just hovering in an old window, is a small drone, or what appears to be a drone. It watches you for a moment, and then ducks back inside the building. Well, ducks, like, kind of flies back, but
How far is the building that it ducks back into?
it's on the same road, not too far away, but it did duck into like a 7th-story window.
I'm gonna kind of muse aloud. Don't think that they would dive into the exact same location they're operating it from, you think?
Unless they were collecting it and leaving.
I suppose, but at very least this implies that someone else is here and they have it, and they're at least capable of using relatively modern technology. Unless that drone is somehow autonomous, though I doubt it.
I guess we should go check out that building then.
Very carefully.
Indeed.
I kind of nod towards Tullus for him to take point. Him having the shotgun and the like.
Yeah. Shotgun drawn.
You boy, you go check it out.
It's not a struggle getting in at all. The door's not even on the hinges anymore. This place is in poor repair. The rooms are essentially just dust at this point. Old furniture barely even intact at this point. You can only guess from what decor remained somewhat distinguishable. This used to be like a hotel. As you go a little bit further in, the one almost back side wall of the building has been knocked out and opens up into what looks to be a courtyard. In said courtyard, there's a number of vehicles lined up and in various states of, looks like, maintenance. Tools are scattered about, benches.
Are you recent maintenance, or is this 130 years ago maintenance?
Give me a... Let's see, what would be more applicable for you? What stats do you have?
Witchcrafts?
Yeah, I'm thinking either investigation or crafts. Yeah, give me wits investigation or wits craft, whichever one's better for you.
2 successes.
There's relative recent maintenance. You can guess that these were last worked on but a few weeks ago.
Someone has been here recently, for sure.
Alien? There was a chance that we are currently in a somewhat active battleground.
Vitus is going to kind of walk through this lineup of vehicles, kind of looking in them, seeing if there's like any sort of personal effects that were left behind. Or if maybe that these were abandoned in a hurry.
The vehicles are basically empty of any personal belongings. Whether they never had them to begin with, or whether they were already removed, no way of telling. But there's no bodies or anything in them. The interiors of a lot of them have actually been cleaned. There's been great care to try to manage rust and repair what damage was done to them.
Someone is trying to make their own mini armored core.
I wonder what connection this honestly would have to the supposed liege of the area. You think one of that age would not need such things?
Perhaps not, but followers might.
At this point, the buzzing of another drone can be heard as it swoops down into this courtyard and hovers above you.
One moment. How high up is it?
Couple 100 feet. It's definitely staying out of reach. You could shoot it if you wanted, but there's no way of really reaching it.
There's no way to know if it's truly hostile either.
It hovers for a moment before flying to a nearby windowsill that overlooked this courtyard and sets itself down and turns off.
There is someone in the building.
Most definitely. And I would say they're on that floor.
I would say they're on their way.
Shall we?
You don't put the drone down if you're still controlling it.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Is the drone a recognizable model? An odd question.
If it is, it's not declassified.
Okay. So it's a very...
This
It is a very
expensive
advanced drone.
Like this isn't something you're walking down to Walmart to buy.
Yeah. Hmm. Do you believe we should wait? Sorry, do you believe we should wait?
That depends on what our goal is here. What do we want from this place and perhaps from that person? You're muted.
At this point, the most useful answer at this point would probably be information in order to figure out our current plans.
Also, if Vitus had something to say, he's muted. Okay.
So, we wait and see if they come to us, or we see if we can go find them.
There is the chance if they're hostile, though, and we go to try and meet them, they could much more easily get an ambush on us since they likely know this location better than we do.
Indeed.
Yeah.
But we are also in an open area where they can ambush us from any direction while we wait here.
We at least have cover. And he kind of taps the side of one of the vehicles.
So you want to wait, is what I'm hearing.
That is Vitus's current take, but, you know, if he gets outvoted, then he gets outvoted.
At this point, Cherry is like, might as well. Well, they'll probably come to us anyway, whether they're hostile or not. They know we've seen them.
I am amused that the Roman senator believes that he can be outvoted by those who are not senators themselves.
I was just thinking, he's a democracy. What?
We're gonna put a pin in these three for now.
Okay.
Kalmir,
Me!
I have to ask, what have you been doing?
That's an excellent question. Where did I leave off?
The last thing we knew from Kalmir was he presumably went to go to bed after everybody else went to go to bed.
See, my last notes say we were waiting in front of Vitus's house for it to be nighttime.
Yes. That's the last we heard of him, and then everybody else split off to go do things.
Okay. So where was Kalmir? That's an excellent question, because I have no idea where the party is.
Well, three of them are nowhere near you.
And
Stahl went to go look for the Promethean.
I suppose I could have followed him, shown him where it was, where I last saw it. Is that something that won't break the narrative?
Good enough. We'll just have you pop into existence here. Don't worry.
Yeah, just poof. I got a bit of space magic. Just poof me in somewhere.
Unfortunately, that makes far too much sense for mages. But yes, we did leave off with Stahl having found the Promethean, and quickly realizing that it didn't really know what was going on either. Stahl, do you have any more fruitful conversation for this confused individual?
I don't think so. I don't really remember where I left off in the conversation with them. I think they were attacked by someone, right? And then I got a call, and then we had to switch after that. So
Yeah, it did kind of cut off abruptly.
let's think. Well, is there anything Kalmir wants to say to the Promethean, or?
We'll just assume that Kalmir kind of randomly walks through the woods like Neolithic man does.
Getting a lay of the land, yeah.
Yeah,
And I'm just returning. How was your conversation? That kind of thing.
Plot stumble into these two talking. Don't worry about it. It happens all the time.
It's a broken reality. So am I just walking in now at the end of their conversation?
Yeah, you can very just briefly hear tidbits of the other Prometheans speaking about wanting to help people but getting shot at.
Oh, I see. You two you found the new one. Did you learn anything useful? How it came to be?
No, it just seems worse off than I am somehow.
Worse off? It's brand new as far as I know. How is that worse off than you?
Well, they don't really seem to know how anything works with our whole condition.
What is your condition, by the way? I don't think I can quite figure that out.
Well, it's quite simple. Anytime I get near someone, things start to die, basically.
That's a difficult life to lead. And you're similar to this one here. Were you made similarly?
I looked to the Promethean, and I guess do I sense any like radiation or anything coming off of them or anything?
I don't think you would need to, because you by default see past the illusion.
Right, okay. What do I see from them then?
I'm trying to remember what their disfigurements look like. Man, I should have looked this up. That would be a good idea.
I mean, I was guessing they were extreme before, which would just be very much varies.
Now they're Tamers or whatever.
Oh,
I don't
okay,
remember
then
what their
I'm
disfigurements look like. I thought they didn't have any. Or theirs were
They have something inscribed on them.
So it wouldn't be visible then.
They got a tat.
Well, this one can see. This one can see spirits, can't it? Nah.
I think they were the stone people. Like the golems, I think they were called.
Yeah. They're called the golems.
Oh no, I'm thinking of Ugolins, not Tamas. Tamas are the fucking.
But yeah, so their disfigurements are covered up by their clothing, but you can tell they don't look like a Zika. They look far too intact to be Zika.
Nah. I assume people like me look more charred than they do. This one just looks like a regular person somehow.
So, what does he want? If he just came to be, he wouldn't really know what to do with himself, would he? Any suggestions?
Well, you can always do what I did, just go into hiding. Wait till he figures out exactly what he wants to be before he continues. There isn't a whole lot he can do right now with his,
Well, how will he know what he wants to be without someone to show him what's available?
well, usually our kind has sort of like a database, something like that, like based on their, I guess, lineage. They have sort of a history of memories which guide them. So, realistically, they would find out eventually.
At this point, the Promethean, you can hear him kind of mutter the words hiding. He mutters it like 4 or 5 times before, so kind of nodding to himself almost, and he's like, maybe yes. I shall wait. And turns around and just like, I know where. Thank you. Before walking. There's not a rushed pace, but walking far faster than a normal person would down the street. But it's just the stride of his legs, perhaps. Back into the woods.
Well, he has a start in his new life now. What do you want to do? Where's everyone else, by the way?
Well, I left them. Well, basically, when I last saw them, we robbed a car dealership, and I left them in an RV. But it's been a little while, so I wouldn't be surprised if they went on without me.
I was under the impression you were supposed to be following one of them, at least?
I was, and I'll probably get a lot of flack for it, but I still want to figure out what I am, It's... If I keep following monsters, I'll just I'll just stay a monster, you know?
Wise words. So you want to follow humans?
I at least want to know, you know, what. I just want to know others of my kind, you know? I mean,
But one of
I've
them
lived
just
all
walked
my
away.
life alone.
So it's friends and companions like you, but not monstrous, that you want?
Something like that.
Well, that is an interesting life goal. And what is at the end when you find your friends and don't succumb to the monster?
So, Azika would know what the New Dawn is, right? Like,
Yes.
even...
Zekas have achieved the New Dawn. Like it is in Azothic memory. It's a possibility.
Well, the end goal is to eventually become human again.
Oh, so you're saying there is a way to fix your condition?
Yeah, but it's a long way off, to be honest. We have to basically go on a sort of journey, which can... Well, that wasn't good.
Oh no, earthquake.
I need to get a longer charger, I guess. Basically have to do as humans do. But it gets dramatically harder considering how everything's constantly exploding around us.
That would make it difficult. So you need a more quiet life to regain your life.
Basically. Alright, my camera froze.
Oh.
Anyway.
Well, it sounds like you have a very interesting and long-standing goal. I am very interested in seeing how that works, how something, forgive my saying, as inhuman as you seem to be, can achieve this. Could give my assistance if you so wish it.
I'd appreciate it, but besides, you know, the occasional recharge, I don't really know how he can help me.
Well, that's just part of the journey, isn't it? Finding questions and then answering said questions.
Anyway. We should probably get back to the others.
Oh. Do you know where they are? Do we check where we left them? Or wait, you said you had stolen something for them.
Yeah, I stole them, or I worked with Tulip to steal an RV, but knowing his dad, he probably didn't really care if I was there or not. So I should probably just give him a call. He'll probably tell us where we need to go.
Oh, you have a way to communicate? Some ritual?
Yes, I have a magic rectangle that lets me speak long distances.
Fascinating. I'd like to see how this artifact works.
Before you ask, no, Prime Mage Sight does not reveal supernal magic.
You are correct, but forces.
Magic brick.
So you give them a call, huh?
Yep.
Okay, we're gonna gloss over the fact it's a time paradox. And we're just gonna...
Fine.
Yeah, what? I don't care.
Stitch reality.
Yeah, things are
Time?
weird.
Who
around
needs
here.
time?
Time isn't real.
I'm from the Neolithic age.
So, as the three of you sort of sit around and wait in this repair yard, who is Stahl calling?
I'll call Tulip probably.
So everybody does hear the faint ringtone of Tullis's phone as he sort of still gripping the shotgun ever vigilantly sort of looks down at his pocket and look of confusion as he's like, who's even calling me?
Vitus kind of walks over and removes the cell phone from his pocket. I prefer you just to stay on watch, and then he answers the call. Tullis's phone.
Oh, does he just say Tullis's phone?
Yeah.
Okay.
New phone, who dis?
Hey, it's me, Stahl. Are you guys still at the lot?
We are at a new location, to the northeast, wasn't it? Kind of looks around for confirmation.
Sorry, my brain turned off. I'm sorry.
He's
Kind of,
asking northeast as a...
Yeah, basically. As far as we can tell.
Northeast primarily north. Earth go to. She provides Cherry provides an exact angle. It's kind of weird.
Give bearing.
We're at a... looks like the middle of a war zone. Get here as soon as possible. Double the normal rate if you get here within a day.
All right, I'll see you soon then. I guess I hang up and then I guess if it's steal another car, Kalmir.
Well, if you recall, you already took the keys to a truck from that ruined convoy down the road.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Only a few bullet holes, almost pristine condition.
Not even any mess on the seats.
So I rush in and I just lower the window and just beckon Kalmir to come in.
Is this like one of that other spirit we rode?
Yes, this is another magical box. It goes vroom vroom and it teleports us where we need to go.
Teleporting spirit. I'll tell dog to get in the back and I'll get in the front.
Okay.
So I guess I follow the directions given by Vitus and Cheryl.
That's a mage.
Alright, full speed ahead.
Also, I mean, You could cast velocity control.
Yeah, or Ground Eater. Or both.
Forces is a wonderful con.
Well, if we need to get there fast, I will.
I need to look how space works because I don't. Do you have, what's your space?
Currently at 2.
Okay. I'm just looking up mage spells. I'm sorry.
That's a rabbit. That's a
So,
rabbit
yeah.
hole.
My advice: don't.
Yeah.
Well, fair, but you know, I
I've
don't take
already had-
advice.
Yeah, I've had to look at 2 Arcanums for my character, and it's too much. But yeah, so this will be a bit of a long drive. So if you've got a fancy wizard spell combination, figure it out. But for now, we're going to jump back to the other 3. So, about 15 minutes pass after this drone sets down and turns off. Until you can hear the clanking of footsteps kind of echoing back through the way you came.